Multiple rehired WWE names have been released again. Plus, we have an update on an injured Raw star, and The Rock's daughter makes her NXT debut. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Two WWE stars who were let go, brought back, have been let go again. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody. PW Insider. We are told that WWE recently instituted some budget cuts. Yes, some budget cuts. So Curtis Axel and Arya Davari, who had been working as producers on a probationary basis.
Nice.
It's too early for that word. The ones had that trial period, basically, are no longer being brought in. There had been a push for more producers to be added right after WrestleMania due to the insane workload at the time the company expects of the producers. This is what led to the trial period, basically. Now with the cutbacks, they have been dropped, or in brackets, at least short term. So producers are back to being what was described to Peter Insider tonight as extremely overworked.
So basically, Curtis Axel, Arya Davari, they had a little run in the company. They've gone, we're not going to keep extra people. We're just going to continue to work the existing people that we've got extra hard.
It's madness because you assume they would have been brought in because of the result of people going, yeah, tell you what, Vince McMahon, I'm a little bit tired here. I'm working 24 hours a day. Oh, that's fine. We'll bring in two more people to lighten the workload. They've lightened the workload. Now they've released them again to leave the people who were there before just as tired as they were earlier.
To which Vince replied, hire a nanny. That's not the answer to everything, Vince.
You can only just assume what he's been getting up to initiate these budget cuts. Who is he paying off now, Tom?
Oh, jeepers. Well, best wishes to Curtis Axel and Arya Davari. The thing is with both of those, they are incredibly talented wrestling minds and not only great in ring as well, but I think doing the stuff the backstage for WWE is proof that they have skills that go beyond the four corners. So I'm excited to see what they do, even in a non-ring capacity. They can offer a lot to a wrestling company. I
was going to say, I don't think Curtis Axel did any more wrestling, did he? As a bona fide wrestler?
No, not really.
Just sort of slipped backstage, didn't he?
I'd like to see him do more. I think I'd love to see him do stuff for NWA. I feel like there's if you really lean into the wonderful legacy of his father and build upon it and continue to cut his own path, I'd love to see Curtis Axel doing stuff for NWA. I think Arya Davari will be an incredible addition to an X division, potentially, something like that. New Japan Strong, I could see him fitting in well around there if he was inclined to do more in-ring stuff. Best wishes to both of them going forward. An update on Rhea Ripley for you. So Ripley missed out on Money in the Bank. It was teeth and brain injuries, which is a weird combination. After she basically gave herself a knee to the face. Yeah, she taking a DDT.
Yeah, took a DDT and her sort of leg bounced off the bottom rope, didn't it, and back up into her face. What are the chances,
It's very odd. The chances of giving yourself a V trigger are low, but never zero. Ripley has posted an update where she's now wearing a temporary heart monitor, along with the caption, I am Iron Man. Now, this is normally, you only get fitted with something like this if there's concerns. If you have like heart palpitations or if there's sort of any concerns about circulation. So again, best wishes to Rhea Ripley going through the ringer at the moment with injuries and stuff. I don't know whether it's connected to the other injuries, or whether this is just something else that she's getting looked at while she's on the bench.
Yeah, I don't even know what you say about that. Just best wishes to her.
Didn't
expect to read that this morning. Tom, it took me by surprise there.
Yeah. How often do you go on eBay, Ross?
Probably once a week looking for old Newcastle United shirts.
What
about you?
I'm probably there every so often just trying to see if I can find any copies of Sonic Schoolhouse, which is a very difficult game to get hold of.
Interesting.
Bianca Belair is keenly looking for people to seek out on eBay if anybody has seen her Survivor Series gear on there.
Yep, just ellipsis, she puts at the second half of this statement here. Just know it's stolen. So if you do see this gear on eBay, please report to the authorities.
So this is the Survivor Series gear that she wore. It was the red one-piece number with the Raw logos all over it. We don't know the circumstances of how it was stolen, but you can't sell that and think nobody will notice. It's so obviously Bianca Belair's gear.
I'll tell you what, though, I reckon it was down to Grayson Waller of NXT 2.0 because we saw a couple of weeks ago him getting Carmelo Hayes to sign some autographs and whatnot. Therefore, I'm leading to believe that he's just nicking all his compadres' gear, selling it on eBay because these NXT 2.0 contracts, they're not very good.
So he's making a little bit of cash on the side by flogging some wrestling memorabilia.
Exactly. He's the modern-day Hebner.
Look out for Grayson Waller at a show near you. You may get yourself a Dave Bautista lunchbox. Impact Wrestling announced the arrival of Killer Kelly on the show on Thursday, hyping her debut with the company. SE Scoops had a chat with Killer Kelly. This is a debut 2 years in the making.
It is 2 years in the making. You'll never guess why, everybody. I mean, what's happened over the past 2 years, Tom? We've had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other.
Little bit of the COVID. We can say that now, can't we?
Yeah, that's the reason, yeah. Well, you have to ask the good old United States of America, she says to SE Scoops, legalities. It's a very tedious process, which Impact dealt with wonderfully. They took care of everything, but it was a horrible process. They were wonderful about it, and they offered the contract, and I had to go back to Portugal. Then I was stuck in Portugal. They did everything in their power to get me out of Portugal. It was a visa process that started in Portugal, and it didn't pan out. Lots of Portugals there, Tom. Then I had to come to the United States and start all over again. It was a whole process, but finally, I can say I'm part of Impact. I can finally work, and I am excited, and I bet you bloody well are after 2 years.
Excited to find out a little bit more about that and build on some of the stuff she said with SE Scoops. So you'll have Killer Kelly on Desert Island Graps this Wednesday. Having a lovely chat with Killer Kelly. We're going to talk about what she got up to in Portugal for 2 years whilst just kicking around waiting.
There's worse places to be stuck.
I mean, there is worse places.
Lovely bit of golf down the Algarve.
Yeah, that's lovely, that, isn't it? that 1 foot in the grave special that time. Portugal, the man. And other things. Moving by Fine Alamo. Let's go to the NXT Coconut Loop from this weekend, where we saw a fourth generation star step into the ring for the first time.
That's right, former EastEnders cast member Ava Rain. What on Ava Rain? Ava Rain, her name is. She cut a live promo during tonight's NXT house show. Rain cut a promo on Saturday's show in Orlando and referred to herself as the final girl. What? I'm Ava Rain, the final girl.
Where have all the others gone?
I don't know. I ate them all. I'm the final one. I'm the only one left. There was loads of them, but I ate them all. I'm Ava Rain. Oh, I was cut. How did they do it down on EastEnders?
Yeah.
It was cool also be seen her Twitter profile, this final girl malarkey. She also appeared during Friday's house show in Citrus Springs, Florida.
Very nice. So Ava Rain, sadly not from Albert Square, but this is Simone Johnson. This is the daughter of The Rock, making her first appearance in an NXT ring. There's gotta be bags of pressure.
Yeah,
to say the very least.
It's like you see all these. I'm going to take a think back to football once again, Tom. You see the greats of the game have these offsprings, and how many times does the offsprings ascend to a similar level that the father once did?
Well, Michael Owen's daughter in Love Island, I think, is fairly close.
What do you say about Michael Owen? What did he do in his spare time?
I can't tell.
Give lap dances to big sweaty Italians in a villa.
I signed an NDA. I can't tell you. A Twitter user posted in response. We're all allowed opinions. It's absolutely fine. But there's a tweet that Ava Rain was tagged in, and this Twitter user just went, "Don't have a good feeling about this at all. For some reason, I have this gut feeling that wrestling isn't going to catch on with her. She's been in the PC a long time, which is the first red flag. She's deaf raw." Ava Rain responded to this with, "Try probiotic. That usually helps with gut health."
Yes. I mean, God forbid, on her first ever promo, she might not be, The Rock. Because The Rock, if you go back all the way back to 1996, he wasn't The Rock until a couple of years in.
Yeah.
So let's give her a couple of years to get to the level of The Rock before saying, it's probably not for her, this wrestling stuff.
Let's not put pressure on her, like putting her as the second part of the title of a news video on Cultaholic's YouTube channel.
Cheers, Dwayne, with your very active testicles. That's given us this lady here today, and thus forth a news video to report on.
We'll have more wrestling news from our news journalistic testicles.
Yes.
Via cultaholic.com.
We're spaffing everywhere today. There's 3 videos, everybody. 3 videos.
Tell me about it. We mentioned EastEnders there. I'll give a little nod to this. Richard Summers Calvert is an actor who is also professional wrestler Charles Crowley. From Progress. He made his EastEnders debut the other week.
EastEnders debut.
As Dave the Mechanic.
Dave the Mechanic. Ava Rain and Dave the Mechanic.
Dave the Mechanic. I had a chat with him all about it. It's on the podcast feed if you want a little bit of extra news. It's me and wrestler Charles Crowley talking about him as Dave the Mechanic in EastEnders.
It's what we all dream to be.
It's the dream gig, isn't it? EastEnders.
It's like you want to be Martin in Coronation Street, but if you can't be Martin, you go down to Dave.
You be Dave the Mechanic or Averine.
Good old Martin Platt.
More news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Ta-da, all right. See you down the apples and pears.